You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? Clearly your number one listening show, where we discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name, Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. We all saw how Judge Anne Donnelly was quick to rule in favor of anything or anybody that was against Robert during the New York trial. Together with her team of jurors, many of whom had been staunch followers of the surviving R. Kelly documentary, they sided with the women against the R&B King, and made sure to put the last nail in the coffin when she issued a 30-year sentence, as though to say R. Kelly was a serial killer or something of the sort. The Brooklyn federal judge offered the plaintiff a landslide win even without sufficient evidence to prove any of their arguments. She did not hesitate to ordain the RICO and Mann Act violation charges without empirical proof as to whether R. Kelly had been a head of gang involved in a chain of illegal practices like the law requires. Judge Anne Donnelly basically put aside all her years of law school and her long life career of practicing the same and made such a decisive judgment completely based on sentiment, later adding icing to her bad bake by issuing an indirect life sentence. Unlike Chicago Judge Leinenweber, who considered R. Kelly's age and all uncertainties in the case, issuing a shorter sentence with an early possibility of probation, Judge Anne Donnelly felt R. Kelly deserved to die in prison and made sure not to leave any loose nuts, suggesting he was only eligible to supervised release after serving the entire 30 years. Just how mean can someone be to make such unthoughtful decisions upon the life of a man who could be innocent of all this? As if that was not enough, still unlike Chicago Judge Leinenweber, who thought it improper to issue the accusers restitutions considering R. Kelly's music is currently muted and his revenue streams are completely frustrated, she did not hesitate to throw inflated fines and restitutions at him to reward his accusers for a job well done in framing this man. She even made sure to fish out whatever money R. Kelly had left on his prison commissary, money that had been contributed by his fans to guarantee his well-being while in prison, in her effort to pay off some of these malicious women. She couldn't even wait for the Chicago trial to be finalized before dipping her arm into R. Kelly's commissary to effect this transfer. Meanwhile, while Judge Donnelly could have given herself a thump on the chest for sending R. Kelly to hell and rewarding his blackmailing accusers with such a killing, she is forgetting one thing. And that is how much her actions are going to spoil many young girls and women of this nation. While the message the young women of this nation need is to learn that they need to take school seriously and get good grades, such that they can earn an independent livelihood as women that command respect in society to form a strong pillar for the development of this nation, Anne Donnelly's verdict and sentence instead teach them the exact opposite. A young woman who has been watching closely and following every bit of this case will imagine that living a life oriented towards trapping older successful men, and later blackmailing them for monetary gain, or hiring criminal lawyers to force hefty compensations in terms of settlements and restitutions can be a shortcut to achieving one's dreams. For the record, many of these accusers have been forcing settlements from R. Kelly using blackmail tactics over the years, but they could not hesitate to take more hundreds of thousands of dollars in form of restitutions issued by Judge Anne Donnelly. How are younger women out there to think of a better way to earn this kind of money early in their lives than resort to such degrading methods? What lesson are they supposed to pick from this judge's decisions, for God's sake? If the likes of Lanita Carter, who on record managed to receive a quick $750,000 when she hired fraudster Susan Loggins for an attorney and forced a settlement that big managed to return on the government's ticket and wanted more money, why should young girls go to school? And why should young women go to work every day? While the Brooklyn federal court boss may think she is punishing R. Kelly with a passion, she ought to realize that by allowing to be carried away by her emotions to issue such unthoughtful judgments and demand that Robert pays these women hundreds of thousands of dollars each, she is only doing the young girls and women of this nation a disservice, teaching them that it's more rewarding to be a schemer of wealth by using their bodies as tools to make quick dollars, than to give a shot at an education and pursue their careers to become women of dignity in this dynamic society of today. It's therefore only fair that we commend Judge Harry Leinenweber for being a little bit thoughtful before acting, even though he got a few things wrong, and that we demand that the New York judge takes some time off to think through the message she is projecting by hating R. Kelly so much and acting with utmost sentiment when handling this case. One is probably right to conclude that while making her judgment, apart from being so hate-driven and forgetting her law school guide behind, she also did not think through this matter like a woman of substance, as a mother, or even as an important pillar to support the social and ethical development of this nation. She lost a great opportunity to make a statement that women ought to focus on better and more meaningful ways to make it in life, than trade their bodies to the celebrity world for a quick killing. She missed the opportunity to leave a legacy behind as not just an attorney turned judge, but also a woman of substance and great leadership for the youngsters out there. Sadly speaking, she may not get this opportunity ever again in her lifetime. And how she lives with this regret will be entirely her business. According to Mildred Butler, when I first got to learn that Anne Donnelly was to officiate this case a few years back, I was optimistic that she would look right through these people and be able to filter out the lies to make a rational judgment. However, immediately after the jury selection process, which was not done effectively to ensure only non-biased jurors were selected, my hopes in her to handle this matter professionally began dwindling. I am aware she even allowed over 45 uncharged bad acts to be presented in the courtroom in front of the already corrupted jurors, only escalating their bias further and making the entire trial prejudicial to R. Kelly. Multiple uncharged bad acts is enough evidence for prejudice when handling cases of this nature where social opinions matter a great deal. According to Annette Ascarate, indeed, Judge Anne Donnelly needs to review her decisions and endeavor to do better next time. She may have enjoyed her 15 minutes of fame for being the woman judge that took down the R&B king, stripping him of his dignity and freedom, and slapping him with an indirect life sentence, sending him off to prison to die. She ought to know, however, that the entire world is watching and agreeing that she was unfair with her sentence. The Chicago trial, which largely went different, proved this. There are indeed many murderers walking free because they received lesser sentences than R. Kelly. May God have mercy on her when her judgment finally comes along. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sasha@lfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.